I know you don't think I am going to believe you ended with Dave, James, and gosh Charles, was it? Because of Diego. I raise my brow looking back at the bar, and to my surprise, Diego is entertaining some females. The surprise isn't that females would flock to Diego. He is pretty boy handsome, and has an understated strength that is hard to ignore. The surprise is that he is able to take his eyes off Maddie long enough to hold a conversation with another human being that isn't Mateo. Unfortunately for Maddie's furrowed brow gives away her obvious displeasure. No, but I am not ready for him, Nala. Maddie sips her drink in silence as I continue to watch the pair. More females also approach Mateo. He smiles, making small talk, but doesn't really engage. Maybe he didn't like his romantic dealings out in the public, because I was sure Maddie had hinted that he wasn't lacking in the women's department. Maddie, I thought it was you. A large male appears, tan skin, thick black hair, and piercing green eyes. If I didn't know who he was, I would have grinned up at the handsome gentleman ready to hit on my gorgeous friend, but I recognize his voice and stupid face. It's funny how someone can just be ugly because of the vile thing they do. Forget she exists, Charles, and we will do the same. I can't help the irritation in my tone as I glare at the worst ex Maddie had ever dated. He had started off promising, buying her flowers, taking her to the movies, seeming respectful enough to even insist on meeting her parents. At first, I, like Maddie, had been hopeful. Maybe he was the one she would walk down the aisle. They looked beautiful, matched well. Then he started complaining about how much time Maddie and I spoke, and like an idiot, I had agreed that maybe we spoke too much. Then she would send messages about how she wasn't hanging out with her family as much. Then it was the call, her crying on the phone, and an incensed Charles yelling on the other side of the door, demanding to be let in. Or else. I had called Diego for assistance since she refused for me to tell her brother. Swore him to secrecy, and I never asked what happened that night he found her. But later she had told me that Charles had beat her. Looking at him now, I am filled with guilt at not being there for my friend and allowing a guy to come between us. Diego would never want Maddie to be isolated. In fact, he expected the two if us to talk as much as we did. And in the past, knew if we were fighting, and more times than not, would be the reason we reconciled. Looking at Charles in person, I can understand the charm, but he was evil. I have been trying to call you, Maddie. I have left several voicemails and you haven't returned not one, he continues, ignoring me. I ball my fists, trying not to strike out at gut him where he stands. It's over, Charles. Do not ever speak to me again. Come, Nala. I need the bathroom. I stand and follow my friend out of the VIP section, glancing back to see Mateo and Diego witness the exchange. Instead, both are busy with the bevy of women. Are you okay? I whisper as we make our way to the bathroom. The slight tremor in Maddie's hand as she places her phone in her purse doesn't go unnoticed. I hate that Charles has done that to her, given her a fear that doesn't make any sense. Yes, fine. Thank you. She smiles up at me as we take a turn through double doors that lead the restrooms. The noise here is more muffled, the smell of spilled alcohol perfumes the air, and the fluorescent light casts a harsh white glow against the concrete walls. Maddie steps through the doors leading to the female restrooms. But before I step in to follow her, I spot Charles stepping into the hallway and speaking to some people in front. I knew no one else would enter. I step into the bathroom smiling as Maddie walks into the bathroom. I place my purse on the counter and open it, pulling out my trusted dagger. I flip it expertly before I palm the knife. I flush the empty stall next to Maddie's and remove my heels before I step into the hallway and smile.
For more episodes, make sure you like and subscribe and hit the notification button. Catch you on our next episode of Black Sparrow.